And welcome back, Further Maths, 9th of June, 5 a day. Let's go to the first one. The line passing through 3 minus 4 and m10 has a gradient of 1.25. Find m. So I'm going to rewrite that slightly differently. So the difference between the y values is 10 minus minus 4. And the difference between the x values, I need to go in the same order, is m minus 3. And I know the rise over run is equal to the gradient, which is 5 over 4, i.e. the same as 1.25. Let's smarten at the top. So 10 minus minus 4 is 14, and m minus 3 is m minus 3, and that still equals 5 over 4. And then multiply both sides by 4 and multiply both sides by m minus 3, sometimes called cross multiplying, which you may know I don't like. And that's going to give me 56 is equal to 5m minus 15. Add 15 to both sides is going to give me 71 is equal to 5m. Which means that m is equal to, or 71 over 5 will do, or I think that's 14.2. Yes, it is 14.2. Question done. Next question. O8BC is a transform by the matrix to give this, draw and label. Now, I tend to, you might see me do a question similar to this before. I tend to work out what it is first and then work backwards rather than trying to do the whole matrix. Let's think about what's going on here. I'm starting with 1, 0, 0, 1. So in other words, my 1, 0, which is here, goes to from here 0, 1. So in other words, I'm looking at here, it goes to 0, 1. So 0, 1 is here. So in other words, it's come up to here. And then similarly, my 1, 0, my 0, 1, which is here, well, that's moved down to minus 1, 0, so that's moved to here. So it looks like it's just rotated around. So indeed, I'm pretty sure this is a rotation. Direction is anti-clockwise. And the amount is by 90 degrees, and it is around the origin. All four of those things are needed. So a rotation anti-clockwise by 90 degrees around the origin. Question part 2 done, but I still need to do part 1. What does it say? So well, basically says just do it to the red square, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to rotate it around here, which means now the labeling is crucial here. So my C comes down to here, C dash. My B comes around to here, which is B dash. This is now my new A dash, and O stays where it is because it's invariant. That's it. Question done. Next question. A curve has equation, gives me an equation. Find the nature of the stationary points, or find the stationary points and their nature. Very similar question to this yesterday. So a little bit tedious, but we just need to get through. So dy dx is equal to 12x squared minus 30x minus 18. And d2y, because I know I'm going to need it. So d2y dx squared is equal to 24x minus 30. Okay. I need to find out where dy dx is equal to 0. This will be quite a lot of marks in the exam. There's a lot going on here. So in other words, 12x squared minus 30x minus 18 equals 0. I can divide it by 6. So that's going to give me 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. And I'm pretty sure we've seen this factorizing before because that is 2x and x, and then it's going to be a 3 and a 1, so I want minus 6, so it's going to be minus 3, and add back the 1. In other words, I know my 2 points of note are going to be x equals minus a half from here, and x equals 3 from here, and you'll see why I've left a gap in a minute. So if x equals minus a half, I'm going to put that into the y equation, so y equals 4 times minus a half cubed, minus 15 times minus a half squared, minus 18 times minus a half plus 2. Calculator out. And that is 27 over 4. X equals 3. Let's do the y as well here, and then we'll do the other part. So x equals 3 is going to be 4 times 3 cubed, minus 15 times 3 squared, minus 18 times 3 plus 2. Again, calculator out. I double check this one, but it is indeed minus 79. So I've got my coordinates. So now I need to know, I know they're turning point because I know the gradient is 0 because that's where I got the points from. So then I need to do d2y dx squared. And that is going to be, well, what is that? It's 24x minus 30. So it's going to be 24 times minus a half minus 30. 24 times minus a half is minus 12. Minus 30 is definitely less than 0, which implies a maximum. And then d2y dx squared. Now, before I even work this out, I know this is a cubic because this is a cubic equation. So I know there's going to be a turning point that's a max and a turning point that's a min. So if this isn't a minimum, in other words, it's not greater than 0, I've made an error. So let's quickly check it. So 24 times 3. And then I'm going to take away 30, and that's definitely greater than 0, so therefore minimum. And that's it. Let's bring it all together. So my points are -1/2 and 27/4, and 3 and -79. This one is a maximum, and this one is a minimum. Now, again, our question done, all happy with that. Let's think about why. So if I do a cubic, that's 1/2, that's 3, in the right order, feels correct. Happy that's right. Today done. Phew. Last question, slightly more wordy. You probably won't get a question quite that long, but equally you should know how to do each step. That's it. Let me know how it went for you. Like, subscribe. See you tomorrow.